guys, Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. Thank you for joining me today on this beautiful, partly cloudy day. The heat has finally broken. It is so nice today. It's like 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, and the breeze is beautiful. It's a cool breeze. It's not hot or humid, but that could change at any time. Let me tell you something, it's been hot the last couple of days. Thank you for joining me, guys. I am Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad, a Canadian expat living in Sri Lanka, a Sri Lankan citizen, working online. And I wanted to talk to you today about the truth about retirement in 2025. What can you expect as an expat in Sri Lanka or retiring? What did I go through? What have I discovered? And what do you need to learn or checkbox? All right, I'm no guru on this. I'm just going to share with you my personal experiences and some of the pitfalls and mistakes I made, and some of the good things that I did. So you can follow along. Join me, why don't you? All right, guys, so just a quick update. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy. I'm a Canadian citizen, 56 years old. I'm semi-retired in Sri Lanka, living with my senior parents, both mom and dad. You guys know, those who are following, truly appreciate it. Those who are not, subscribe, click the link down below, support the channel, why don't you? Buy me a coconut. Support the channel, or I'm monetized, so watch a commercial. That would really help me. Okay, I appreciate it. And if you could comment, even just an emoji or something like that, or let me know what you think, that would really help the channel get out to other people. That's what I'm really looking for your support to help me. So let's get right into it. What do you need to do to retire? Well, it all depends on you. Okay, so the first thing is what is your I have talked about this before, about money and budget. What are your anchors? What is holding you back? I have a very quiet, so many birds. I have a saying, learn to live life, don't let life live you. And what that means is, people say, oh, I'll do that in my bucket list. I mean, no. Do it now. Oh, I can't, I have to do this. That's life living you. Okay? That's life living you. I live in the countryside. I mean, you can see cows. You can see like farms and stuff. I live in the countryside. I live in a rural part of Sri Lanka. I'm near Negombo, near the airport, but I'm inland a little bit in a very small town. So what did I learn about retirement? Well, I have no kids. I have no responsibilities. I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend. Well, nothing serious. I have no financial debt. That is so important. I've talked about this before. I could stop working right now and never have to work again, never have to worry about money. But I don't think I could support my lifestyle. And therein lies the crux. What is your lifestyle? Do you want to live in a Western country? Do you want to live in a developing country? Do you want to live in a first world country? Where do you want to live? Who do you want to live with? So I'm going to talk about my experiences. I don't know about families, so I can't really talk to that. But if you are a family, and you have questions or you want to offer some advice, click the link down below, make a comment, or join me on Thursdays and Saturdays for the live Sundays, Thursdays and Sundays for the live stream. The live streams go out on Thursdays and Sundays. So maybe Tuesdays. I can't do one today. I don't have the time, but I'm going to try to do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Anyway, as a single guy with no debt, with no no family, no responsibilities, my retirement is solely based on how much of a nest egg I need to support my lifestyle. So I have decided that I do not want to do what most people do. Well, the other thing is I didn't start saving until about 6 years ago. I lived paycheck to paycheck because I didn't have any debt. So if I wanted something, I worked for it, saved up the money, and then I spent it. Buy a motorcycle. It only took me a month or two to earn the money. Or I can plan for a vacation 6 months away. I know how much I have to save to pay for the vacation. Buy the airplane tickets, buy the hotel, take the cash on the vacation. So I know I'm a good planner. I know how to budget. But I'm apathetic or lazy when it comes to long-term planning. But when COVID started, I was like, yeah, I can't keep doing this. I need to save money for my retirement. And at that time, I was 50-ish. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can't keep doing this for 25 more years. So I said, how am I going to retire and support my lifestyle, which is living in a tropical country and sleeping on a beach? Well, being that I have a citizenship in Sri Lanka, it's very easy for me to live here. So that's the second thing. You got to think about the visas. What kind of visa are you going to get? And everybody talks about long term. Everyone talks about long-term visas, and I'm not for that. I'm going to say it this way. If you can get, depending on your passport, let's say you have a Western passport. Predominantly the ones who are going to be watching this are my friends who have Western passports. My friends in India and stuff like that, you guys are going to have to look at, your passport and see how this affects. Because when I travel on my Canadian passport. I do not travel on my Sri Lankan passport because it's not very strong. My Canadian passport is much stronger. So to live in one place for a long time, you need a long-term visa, which means a lot of money up front. Okay? And that money is not making you money. Now, you don't have to spend it, you have to invest it in the country. And it has to sit there in a bank. It's not going to earn the most amount of money. It's going to earn money, but it's not going to earn the most amount of money. The amount of money you earn in the local currency is going to be negligible compared to your home country's profit. Now, I have bank accounts in Canada, Sri Lanka, and Korea. So I can earn money in 3 countries based on what is the best. So I've decided to do it in Sri Lanka because the investment opportunities here are huge. The interest rates are high. The market is depressed, undervalued. Gold prices were low when I bought gold. So the future is rosy for me. This is just for me. So you have to look at, like I said, number one, your lifestyle. How old are your kids, their education, your wife, your girlfriend, your family, okay? Where do you want to live? Where do you want to live? And how do you want to live? Now, people always say, oh, I can live in Thailand for $600 a month. Yeah, you could. As a pauper, you would never go out. You would never eat Western food. You would never drink alcohol. And you would never enjoy anything except sitting on the beach. And even then you have to pay, unless you don't pay and just sit on your own butt. And that's not living life. That's just sustaining life. There's no way to enjoy life. But you don't have to spend $1 million. So what I decided to do was I decided to look at, and I can calculate it because I've kept track of my expenses. And I know what it costs to travel, and I know what it costs to live in these different countries, in Vietnam, in Philippines, in Thailand. I know how much it costs, not to live as a tourist, but to live as a local, as an expat. Wow, so noisy. So, if you were to calculate that, what I did, I figured out how much I would need to earn every month to live like this. And there's a magic number. So now I said, okay, well, I can keep working and earn that every month, but then I'm not saving anything. And if I lose my job, then I don't have anything. So what I figured to do was, over the course of COVID and these last couple of years here in Sri Lanka, is to sacrifice as much as possible. Now, I do go on vacation and I spend more than I should have, but that's a reward for the hard work. And it's not that much. And my friend Jay, he always said, does $1,000 really change anything at the end, right? Does $10,000 really going to change anything of your plan? Yes and no, but more on the no. You know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 is not going to change anything over the course of a year. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that's how I justify spending the money on a vacation. Hey guys, Sri Lankan Sammy, thanks for joining. I want to take a quick moment and talk to you about the channel. I really appreciate you taking the time to support the channel, clicking like, sharing, and commenting. But I need to ask you for a little bit of help and helping me get the channel up and running a little bit better. Please click the link down below if you want to support the channel and buy me a coconut. What I will do is I will match the dollars and I will go out and buy fresh fruit and vegetables from local farmers on the roadside. You guys have seen me do that before. I'll continue doing that by supporting the local economy. Passively, if you would like to, you can just watch a commercial. I am monetized, so if you watch an ad all the way through, a couple, that would really help the channel. And even more so, click the link of the ad and let it pop up on your computer. Leave it open for a few minutes. That would really help the channel passively. And one last thing, if you could please just put a comment, an emoji, one word saying hello, saying hi, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Vesak, Happy Poya, whatever it is, whenever it is, I truly appreciate it. Sri Lankan Sammy, loving you all. We'll see you all on the other side. Now, spending $10,000, $15,000? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sacrifice a little bit. I'm going to spend, for my next vacation, I'm going to spend about $2,000 or $3,000 when Lady Sarah comes here, because we have to buy, hotels and stuff like that, and spend money on a car and driver, and then, food, and then excursions. Excursions are the big thing, because we're going to go whale watching, we're going to go snorkeling and scuba diving, and all those wonderful things. And I have to hire a driver for the 2 weeks, and that's going to be like $500-$600 right there. Anyway, the other thing you have to look out for when you're thinking about retiring is that visa cost. Are you going to invest the money to get a long-term visa? So a retirement visa to Thailand is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars, which you have to keep renewing. You have to get insurance. You have to have all of this money coming in. Now, if you have it, then that's great. You have no problem in getting a long-term visa. But if you're like me and you don't have your pension yet, and you don't have a stable contracted income. I don't. Mine is 50% stable, 50%, not even the 50% is stable. The 50% that's stable is not stable, and the other 50% is under the table. So reality is that at the end of the day, you have to figure out how much are you going to spend to live, and what is the cost differential between getting a long-term visa in one country, getting a rental, because you can't own, you can't buy. No matter what anybody tells you, don't even bother going down that road. I'm going to talk about buying versus renting in retirement. I am going to do a full vlog about that. Join me next week for that. That's going to be a very interesting topic of a conversation, and some people are going to like it and some people are not going to like it. But I'm going to give you the harsh reality of it, the scam that the global economy is trying to get you to buy when you should not be buying. Anyway, the cost of a visa for a year versus the cost of flying, not domestically, but regionally. So flying from Thailand to Vietnam is $100. Flying from Vietnam to Cambodia is like $80. So flying from country to country every 3 months, depending on your visa, your tourist visa, but not doing visa runs so you can come back and forth. No, like going for 3 months. So you do 4 countries. Garbage truck. It's the local garbage truck. Actually, it's not government, it's independent contractor. We have to pay them. That stinks, man. Anyway, what is the cost of a visa versus traveling every 3 months from over 4 countries, right? So not going to Thailand and then going to Vietnam for a week and coming back to Thailand, because you're going to get nailed at immigration for that. They're cracking down, okay? So what you need to do is you need to go and calculate those travel costs, the rental costs. So, I mean, you don't need to stay in a tourist condo every single time. You can find good places, and therein lies the trick. You go to these places for 3 or 4 days at a hotel or an Airbnb, okay? And then you just go knocking on doors and finding a place that will, you pay them cash for 3 months and they'll give you a place for cheap, and a good quality place too. And here the thing is, you can go see it live. So that's the trick, buddy. Let me tell you, that's the trick. Or if you have a friend, which I did, and what I did was I got them to help me out and got me a place in Philippines and in Thailand. And I've been to Thailand enough that I know people, so I just make a phone call. Now, obviously I stay at condo hotels type of thing. But if I was going to stay for like 3 months or 4 months, I would get a studio, cheap place away from the beach. And I would rent a scooter. Renting a scooter is the best thing you could ever do. Oh my God. Saving on taxis and everything like that, absolutely glorious. Buy your own, I only eat 2 meals a day, so buy your own fruits and vegetables every day. Fruits every day, yogurt, coffee, and then for lunch, I just go to the local restaurant and have, some rice and fish. $4. My food costs were cheap. So you just need to make sure your lifestyle fits. So what I did was I calculated how much I would need per month to live this lifestyle. And then what I did was I said, okay, how much do I need as capital to earn interest that will cover that cost? That's my golden number. So I have a golden number plus 10%. So that golden number plus 10% is to offset inflation and to increase my capital. so that my capital keeps growing. Now, what does that mean as a reality? Well, because of the market, because of the economy, because of the cost of living, it means that I'm going to have to continue working. Will I work harder? No. Unless it's offered to me. Unless someone comes to me and says, Sam, we got this job. Are you interested? Absolutely. Because most of my contracts are short term, 3, 6 months, less than a year. So finding that sweet spot is the thing that you have to end up working on. So number one, let's recap. You have to look at your anchors. What is holding you in your current situation? Family, debt, etc., lifestyle. Then you got to take that and say, listen, what am I willing to sacrifice? What am I willing to give up? What am I willing to change? Because you cannot, unless you're filthy rich and financially independent and you have a huge amount of passive income coming in, you can't retire. If you're like me, you have to sacrifice, okay? So what are you willing to sacrifice? You have to integrate into the country you're moving to as well. You have to think about that. Visas, okay? Cost of living, all right? Long-term visa versus tourist visa, and then traveling within a 4-country radius, which you can do avoiding the rainy season. That's the other thing. If you're living in one country for a full year, especially in Southeast Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, you're going to experience 3 to 6 months of rainy. Is that something you want to experience? No. It's god-awful. God-awful. Every day, rain. For weeks, your clothes cannot dry. Your towel is always wet. Mold and mildew everywhere. Ugh, just god-awful. The final thing is health insurance. You have to, once you get to a certain age, have health insurance. So I have catastrophic health insurance through the house until I'm 75 or something like that. And I'll worry about that later. Heck, if I get cancer at 75 or have a heart attack, I'm doing a DNR. I've lived long enough. Thank you very much. Checking out. Can I get my bill, please? I'm checking out. Concierge, can I get my bill, please? And call me a card at a pearly gates. If over 75, I'm done. I'm not going to worry about catastrophic health insurance, cancer, hip replacement. I'm going to be. Sorry guys, the camera overheated because it's now getting hot. It's getting hot. It is definitely getting hot. So I was saying about, your health care. You got to get your but I'll tell you this, the out-of-pocket expenses for general health care, like getting your blood tests and everything, is a heck of a lot cheaper to do out-of-pocket in Southeast Asia than it is to get insurance and then get reimbursement. Because any insurance you get is going to be 30, 60 days, and it's going to be in your home country. So it doesn't really make sense to me to pay $100, $150 a month for general health insurance, like going to the doctor, consultation visits, allergy shots, medication, whatever, when you can pay not even $10, $20 to get it done. It just doesn't make sense to me. So you have to calculate that. And here's the thing, you have to go to the hospital when you're traveling and find out the prices for those things, like your dental. How much does it cost for a dentist visit? For me, it's $25 every 6 months. Eye visit, I think it was like $5. Didn't cost anything. So yeah, there's that. That's the final thing. So I want to thank you guys again for joining me on this. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you all on the other side.